Back in the 1980s, number stations or spy radio stations were a taboo subject. Investigations and publications regarding this topic were strictly prohibited. Today, while there appears to be more freedom of information, many restrictions still remain. Government spy radio stations. In today's video, we delve into the world of the nicknamed Oblique E11 number station, at the special request of one of our subscribers. Is this spy station still active, and where is it located? Let's find out. In the early 1980s, female voices with Polish accents were recorded on HF radio frequencies, repeating short messages believed to be null messages with minimal military or spy content. Null messages are utilized when a new radio station is in testing mode for reception. Rumors suggest that the initial point of transmission was somewhere in Warsaw, Falanty. The earliest record of the Oblique number station dates back to June 6, 1988.
44848 44848 72885 72885 13755 13755 311490 311490 10711 10711 27690 27607 7062.
These messages repeated daily at different frequencies for the next 20 years. Then, a significant change occurred. The radio voice transmission underwent a complete transformation, with the voice becoming digital or computerized. In September 2003, a variant of transmission was detected, with the addition of the cryptogram 777,777 repeated during the transmission. This variant was named E11B. In 2007, a notable increase in transmissions of Oblique E11 was observed, believed to be related to the increase in U.S. military combat troops in Iraq. However, by late 2009, this transmission disappeared and never returned to the broadcast. In early 2010, a strange transmission was detected over HF frequency, named E11C. Most of the time, null messages were transmitted with separate schedules until mid-2013 when E11 returned, initially with poor audio quality. Subsequently, the audio quality improved significantly, along with the power of radio transmission. But why? What changed? Was the location altered, or were there improvements in the antenna array? The short answer is yes. But we didn't know until someone from Poland successfully traced back the origin of the signal using cooperative monitoring. This revelation didn't surprise me, as the era of SDR radios had begun, changing the game entirely. The era of software-defined radios, SDRs, marked a significant shift in the monitoring of radio signals. With the advancement of technology, enthusiasts and researchers gained access to powerful tools for analyzing and tracking radio transmissions. Cooperative monitoring efforts, combined with the capabilities of SDRs, allowed for more precise localization of radio signals, shedding light on the mysterious world of number stations. In 2022, an extraordinary event unfolded. A Polish civilian claimed to have gained unauthorized access to the military base known as Oblique E11. The news struck me like a thunderbolt. It was unfathomable that someone could breach a base shrouded in myths and fortified with advanced military security protocols. Intrigued by this revelation, I sought more details. Where was the base located? How expansive was it? What did it resemble? The response I received was unexpected yet tantalizingly simple. I have pictures. Within seconds, I eagerly asked to see them. The response, however, was not what I anticipated. The full story of how I did it is on my website, came the concise reply. As I grappled with the enormity of the claim, questions flooded my mind. How did they manage it? What security measures were bypassed? The implications were staggering. With bated breath, I awaited access to the elusive photographs, yearning to catch a glimpse of the forbidden. The tantalizing prospect of unraveling the mystery beckoned me closer to the screen. Little did I know, the journey had only just begun. With trembling fingers, I navigated to the website, anticipation mounting with each click. What secrets lay hidden within the pixels? Only time would reveal the truth. As I delved deeper into the enigmatic tale of the daring infiltration of Oblique E11. On September 23, 2022, I came across a security gap at the SWW facility. A few weeks ago, there was an idea to write an article about communication in the Ministry of National Defense, MON, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MSC. I learned about several locations housing large radio stations. Those belonging to the military include the antenna field in Kotomo, located north of Warsaw. I did not expect what I would discover while preparing this material. The station in Kotomo is responsible for broadcasting. It remains under the administration of the Military Intelligence Service. LPDA antennas are used here, operating on short waves in the frequency range between 4 or 6 and 30 MHz. The antennas are movable and can change the direction of transmission. Signals and recordings prepared in other facilities of the service are transmitted from here. It is possible to transmit signals over long distances from here and stay in contact with units, ships, and planes, even thousands of kilometers away. Allegedly, alphanumeric stations are also transmitted from here, including the audible E11 station at 8 MHz, known as Oblique, named after the code used in transmissions. Its quality was very poor until 2013. It was then that the antenna field in Kotomo was modernized. Previously, there was speculation that it might transmit from the facility in Falanty. Perhaps the transmission location changes. After all, the recordings are prepared elsewhere. As much as possible, I strive to take my own photos for articles, so I headed to the facility in Kotomo. The antenna field, located north of the town, is bordered by Cordecchiego Street on one side and a forest on the others. In the vicinity, single-family houses are gradually appearing. Installations secure 2 rows of fences topped with concertina wire. Above them, the upper parts of the LPDA antennas can be seen. I arrived at around 4 p.m. I decided to inform the facility's security before taking any photos. I rang the intercom. The only response was the gate opening. I entered the courtyard located between the 2 rows of fences and waited for someone to approach. Several seconds passed, and nothing happened. The whole situation was rather strange. It wasn't until I took out my phone and snapped a few photos from the courtyard that a guard appeared, expressing strong disapproval and promptly escorting me off the premises, which I obliged. He seemed keen on taking notes and making threats. "All right, goodbye." I took a few photos from outside and left. That would probably be the end of the story. But a few things caught my attention. I replayed the situation in my mind and came to the conclusion that the guard acted automatically and apparently mistook me for a military intelligence service, SWW, technician who had come to the building located in the middle of the complex. Probably, no one besides them visits this remote place, which doesn't even have an address. So, why bother checking everyone who enters? I realized that what caught the guard's attention wasn't my visit but rather my hesitation in the courtyard. Why erect 2 rows of fences with barbed wire if the middle gate is open and the first gate allows passage without verification? If one were to use this routine and the fact that the second gate is open, it might be possible to enter the complex and get a close look at the SWW antennas. There were still a few unknowns. Did the guard report the incident, and was it really just routine? But why would he report it if he let someone in without verification and there's nothing to boast about? The rest could only be checked in practice, but something told me I was right. 2 weeks later, at a similar time, also on a Friday, I returned to the facility. Just like before, I was dressed in casual attire, wearing a tracksuit, dressed sportily like an employee on the way to a boring job. It was time to play out the planned scenario. I parked my bike and called the duty officer. As it turned out at the end of the visit, it was a different person than last time. The new guard reacted in exactly the same way. He opened the gate, instead of the small gate, without asking any questions. I entered inside. Passing by the guardhouse, I waved and greeted them. I heard the gate closing behind me. There was no turning back now. I walked through the open second gate, and I set my sights on the transmission building at the center of the complex. This time, I walked confidently, without pausing. I was inside. At the door of the transmission building, I waved my hand over the card reader several times. Of course, nothing happened. I pressed one of the doorbells on the intercom. I tried to look as if I were having trouble with my card. I stepped away from the door and took out my phone. I looked around. Nothing was happening. No one came out. So, it seemed, I decided to take a walk around the premises. I circled the building and approached one of the antennas. Due to the security concerns of the Military Intelligence Service, I will not be publishing any unobscured photos of the buildings and their security measures. I will limit myself to showing the antennas in their full splendor, as they are visible from the outside. After a few minutes of exploring, I headed towards the exit. It wasn't until I passed by the guardhouse that the guard, slightly concerned, came out and asked if he could help me with anything. I replied that I was about to leave and gestured towards the gate. Fortunately, he didn't deviate from the norm and open the main entrance. I drove away. I wonder if this time the guard reported it as an incident. Or perhaps, in another 2 weeks, it will be possible to repeat such an entry with knowledge of another portion of the area. Several observations come to mind. An installation belonging to the Military Intelligence Service, SWW, which serves to maintain communication with agents, surrounded by double external and internal fences, barbed wire, and dozens of cameras, should be a secure facility. However, human error always plays a role. I hope that after this incident, the SWW will start verifying those who enter. I want to emphasize that I did not bypass any security measures, did not touch any handles, and both gates were open to me without questions. I did not lie or impersonate anyone I am not. I did not record surreptitiously. I complied with the instructions of the facility's staff and did not violate any visible prohibitions.